Check, we live, Pop-Up Podcast. Skip the intro today, but we Gucci.
Yazurski.
You skipped. It's live. You skipped the
Yeah,
you skipped the intro. All
yeah.
right. So all right, we live. We live. So late night. We trying to just knock some of these things out. So we're gonna try to go fast. But thanks to anybody that shows up in the chat. Anybody that's with us before. If we
Facts.
don't get to do a super long exit, we just gonna say thank you now as usual. But
Word.
yeah, bro. Let's start. So the first thing let's talk about is these Instagram changes, right? So a lot of people have been like getting kind of riled up, and I forget the dude who runs Instagram his exact name, but he even made a video the other day, kind of talking about the changes and how everyone's kind of comparing the changes, saying they're trying to be more like TikTok and be more like more like video ish and like YouTube and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I thought that was interesting because obviously Instagram started as something that was supposed to be just like you sharing photos of your environment and everything around you, and people obviously don't use it to that extent anymore. So
Facts.
so what do y'all think though? Do y'all think Instagram should be embracing these changes? Because it's obvious that apps like TikTok and stuff like that are getting more prominent and people are using them a lot. So do you think it makes sense that they're embracing the change, or do you think they should try to stay to their roots? What do you think, Clay?
I mean, to embrace it to an extent, I get that. Like just being able to have like reels and stuff like that, and use certain sounds, which is kind of like TikTok. I get it, but I feel like they would definitely get a lot more appreciation from users if they kept the algorithm sticking towards posting Instagram type content in terms of like photos and like just anything that's like, I don't want to say like kind of like an infomercial, but anything that can be promoted through Instagram and
Right.
Instagram's tools for promotion and business. Like I feel like that should be its focus instead of focusing on reels and just doing silly videos to sounds and stuff like that, because Instagram really is a business tool for a lot of people, and I feel like they're kind of veering away from that and kind of playing into like the general public in terms of people just using it just to use it, and that's kind of corny to me.
Yeah, I agree. Um, but okay, before I go to Don, would you at least agree that like because what you do from a business standpoint and looking at it from Instagram and the stockholders and the people that run it,
Hmm.
obviously you don't want to see you're going to see numbers go down regardless, up and down throughout the career of the business or whatever, but you
Hmm.
obviously don't want to see people starting to jump from your app and then jump into a TikTok just because your app is not doing what TikTok does, and then you start losing money and stuff like that, which I think is that more so is what they're trying to keep up with. So would you say at least that you think that makes sense, that like okay, like they trying to at least stay in the game because people are gravitating more to TikTok, it seems,
Yeah, yeah,
For
and
sure.
again, I get that, and I see that they are embracing that with having the reels and stuff. So
right,
just its presence alone and being able to use it like TikTok, for me, I felt like would have been enough, because just in my opinion, there's a lot more people that like focus on using Instagram, like I said, as like a business tool, as
right,
well as like something for people who are literal like visual artists or photographers or anything in that realm.
right.
I feel like they are like the lost, like the like put on the back burner in terms of like importance on Instagram's like algorithm, and it sucks.
Right, true, true. Which is going to lead me to the next question I was going to ask Don,
Hmm.
along with what I asked you, along with your opinion on if they should keep this algorithm or change it up to match what's going on today. Would you say between TikTok and Instagram, which one would you say was the better as far as promotion, being an artist or musician, whatever it is that you do right now? Not specifically talking about this time period, like not in general.
So repeat that question one more time. I was just rearranging the order or something. My
Oh,
bad.
my bad. Okay, so like I'm saying, like I asked Clay if he thinks that they're doing the right business move by staying by switching up to try to cater to what's going on with like TikTok and stuff, or staying the same.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you that, but I was also asking you like between TikTok and Instagram, which one would you say is better as far as artist promotion and getting out your work and stuff like that right now?
So right now, I believe it's still Instagram. I mean, sorry, still, yeah, it's still Instagram. TikTok is like, it's like a little different because you can put a smash sound out. It wouldn't be necessarily the whole song. It'll be more like the sound that takes off.
Right.
So I feel like Instagram is still where it's at to promote your music as an artist, but just like as an like influencer in general and doing things like entertainment and videos and stuff like that, TikTok is definitely where it's at. And I don't like, cause you know that's what Instagram do. They gonna copy your stuff and try and make it better. So I feel like that's what they're doing. They trying to copy what TikTok got going on and take what because they did the same thing with Vine. You know what I'm saying? They did the same thing with Snapchat.
Snapchat, yeah.
And it's like TikTok really it moved beyond Snapchat.
In a lot of ways, though, I be feeling like TikTok is kind of the new Vine, but like an updated Vine. Like if you were to tweak it and make it better, kind of.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, that's true. But you know, I mean, so TikTok was originally that dance app. I forgot what Musically. That's what TikTok originally was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just rebranded and they just took off. You know what I'm saying? And like,
wasn't there's one called like Thriller or something? Thriller was kind of
Triller's still around, but people don't really use it like that.
People don't use it, man.
But there was a while it was like bumping. It was lit for a while. Like people was using it a lot. Like
they were hosting a lot of different like big events and shit like that.
Yeah. So TikTok is going crazy right now, and Instagram's trying to take over and compete with it. If not compete, like beat it out. You know what I mean? Because Instagram is American made and TikTok is like the Chinese. They made that. So
yeah. So for sure, it's interesting. Like the app drama, the app wars. I find that interesting. I mean, they all making money right now, regardless. So it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna keep up with that. We're obviously gonna keep y'all posted and see what else happens with Instagram, what other changes they make. But we're gonna keep it moving right now. Next thing we're gonna talk about, I guess it's kind of in the sports entertainment arena, but Mike Tyson is right now beefing heavy with Hulu, which, you know, this kind of was starting up a while ago, like about a year ago, when the Hulu announced that through Margot Robbie's production company that they would be making a biopic series based on Mike Tyson's life. And a lot of interesting things are going on with this because while they're doing this, and I know you guys have seen the trailers, but it's gearing up. I think it premieres like in a couple of weeks too, like, or maybe even this weekend, sometime in August. But along with this, which was obviously rushed into production and made first, Mike Tyson and Jamie Foxx and Martin Scorsese and I forget who the fourth person is, but it's another famous person. They're also, it was a movie at first, but from what I was reading today, it's now also going to be a show, which is even weirder because it seems like, you know, that was, I don't know, but he's making a biopic series also about his life, starring Jamie Foxx, obviously, which has been in production for a while. And so obviously he's fully involved with that. He's been involved with it from the beginning, but he has no involvement whatsoever with the Hulu one, which is what his beef is. And apparently not money-wise, he wasn't called on as a consultant, which that's not super unheard of in like Hollywood as far as making biopics, but normally for them to do something, they would have to at least get the permission from the person who was the subject. But there's some type of weird thing going on with the rights to Mike Tyson's life, and apparently he's saying they were expired at some point, and that's when these people had the opportunity and they snatched it up. It's a whole thing. So, and the guy that plays Mike Tyson in the Hulu version, he was in movies like Moonlight, and I forget the other movie he was in recently. But
I remember him in Moonlight.
Yeah. He's one of like the up and coming black actors, young actors who's like getting work right now. And from the trailer, I wouldn't say he was particularly looks like Mike Tyson, but I don't think that's a requirement for biopics these days like that.
Yeah, right.
But he does seem to have gotten some of the mannerisms and the dialect, like how he talks. But what's interesting is that when they asked him as an actor about it, like, are you concerned? Because I'd imagine if there's anybody in the world who you'd be concerned about you playing them wrong and I'm getting pissed off about it, it would probably be fucking Mike Tyson. You'd be a little bit worried. And they were asking him in the interview, like, how do you, are you worried about how he's gonna feel about your perception or how you play him? And he said no, straight up. Like he thought about it for a little bit. He said no, and he said that he felt like if you're playing someone, this is not verbatim, this is not exactly what he said, but he basically said if you're playing someone in a biopic or a movie or whatever as an actor, it would do you best to not fully delve into that person while you're studying to play them, which I think is insane because it's like if you're gonna play somebody, why would you like?
Yeah, why would you not?
Exactly.
How do you play them without, you know? But so just that's all the pretense I want you guys to know in case you didn't. But as far as that, what do you guys think? Starting with Don, like, do you who is right and wrong in this situation? Like, obviously, Hulu didn't exactly do something illegal because if that was the case, you know, Mike Tyson would have a case here. But
Yeah.
do you think that he should have some say or get paid at least for this?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's crazy. Like that they can do something like that without, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yes.
nuts to me. He deserves all his bread for that, man. If you're gonna do a story off his life story or portraying him or based off a life story, whatever it
Yeah.
is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, get that man his bread. Like I feel like he can go to court for it, and I'm pretty sure he's probably working that up, a
Yeah.
lawsuit type deal. So
Yeah.
man, that's nuts, man. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. And what about the actor? Do you think that? I mean, at the end of the day, especially if you're an actor, you make it in the game. You probably whatever work you get that you, especially a role that big, you're not gonna say no to. You know what I mean? So, but do you think like I don't know? I feel like I would at least had to have called him and spoke to him or something. You know what I mean? Like
For real.
weird, dude. Like, what if you run into this man in public? Like, that's such an awkward like.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I
real.
mean?
Like, yeah, damn, I'm playing him on this movie, and I don't even know him. I don't talk to him.
Yeah,
Nothing
and
like
on
that.
top of that, he doesn't want this shit to even be a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what do you think, Clay? Like, well, how do you feel about it? Yeah, how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. Like that would be very awkward, and I mean, definitely Mike Tyson deserves his bread, you know, because like I feel like just to even say that they snatched it up legally, you know, the rights to the story of his life, like that shit just sounds crazy. Like it's his life, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, somewhere in the fine print, there should be a percentage for that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And again, like I mean, I've seen this happen a lot where people's biopics, you know, they weren't consulted on it or they weren't really allowed to have an opinion, but they at least have to give it the green light. You know what I'm saying? As saying like, okay, legally y'all can do this. So yeah, I definitely feel bad that Mike Tyson would have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Because like your life story is your life story, but there's obviously this thing that once famous people become famous, their life story becomes like a product. You know what I mean? Which is weird. Like you got to think it's weird when your own life, your real life that you went through becomes something that people can like buy and like tell the story of. Like that's
For real.
That's weird. But yeah, man, to be honest, like while I'm looking forward to this, like I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't at least watch an episode or two of the Hulu one.
I seen the commercial. Like it was looking kind of cap to me. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, like right,
I
like
was
it gave this kind of this cap vibe. Like it was like
no, man.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like I would at least watch an episode or two just to see what they was on, like what they were saying. You get what I mean? But I'm definitely more so looking, even if it's just for Jamie Foxx, just more so looking to the Jamie Foxx one because I think like
that's the one I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Like, and Jamie Foxx himself seems really like excited about it and shit. So I just feel like it would, you know, that one's definitely going to be hopefully a lot better. You know what I mean? And yeah, I feel like this one on Hulu is just going to be like a super dramatization, super kind of, you know, just to get people to watch it kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of giving that vibe.
Yeah. So we're going to keep up with that. We're going to see what happens. We're definitely going to watch the Mike Tyson, Jamie Foxx one when it comes out. We'll see. We'll talk about it. So moving on real quick, back still kind of in the sports situation, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson right now is facing a gazillion sexual what do you call it? Sexual allegations, assaults, whatever, inappropriate sex, whatever. And so whatever's going on with him in the legal situation, I guess the NFL can't really interject in that, obviously. But from what I'm seeing this week, I haven't gotten the update. I didn't get to look it up today. But from what it said is that he got a 6-game suspension
Yeah.
And I guess that's for what I don't know if either one of you know, but as far as like NFL terms, what would they say that suspension is for being caught up in like the law or for the actual sexual?
I'm not even 100% sure.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, it wasn't even the NFL that told him that he was suspended for 6 games. It was the judge that said for them to
Really?
suspend him for 6 games. The NFL actually wanted him suspended for the season.
Wow,
Yeah, so
That's
that's the
wild.
interesting part.
that's very interesting. Wow, I don't even know what to say about that. Um, like because I would imagine that would be the other way around. You know
For
what I'm
real.
saying? Like,
Right.
but yeah. So I mean, again, I don't know the specifics or all the specifics of these allegations. I don't know if I did think I read he found some way, him and his lawyers found some way to clear some of them up, or some of the women dropped some of them, something like that. But
Yeah, because there was a
um,
lot. There was like over like 30 or 40, and
yeah,
I
it was
think
like
he
over
only ended
30
up
and
getting
shit.
Yeah, I
charged.
see here is
Like,
sued by 24 women who accused him of sexual misconduct in massage sessions
yeah,
in
yeah.
2020. So yeah, I remember about this one. When
But
he was
yeah, I remember
pouring
we were
back his
talking about it,
coke
yeah.
with those
But
24
that's
lawsuits. That's crazy.
that is
Yeah.
insane. That's so like, but I mean, I guess you could say it's good for him that he got the judge to be on his side because and I'm assuming the NFL went along and did that, they just suspended him for 6 games, I guess.
Yeah, they probably just went along
I
with it.
mean, I heard some shit that I don't know if it's how true it is. I gotta re-look into it. But last I heard, they said something about they're trying to like appeal it to try to get him suspended for a longer time. I don't know how that's gonna happen. I don't know.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Again, just wanted to bring that up. Don't we know much details about the exact allegations? There's a lot of stuff going on, but we're definitely gonna keep up with that and break any more news that comes from it. I personally think if that's again, it's hard with these to call it because you don't know how true or not true allegations can be sometime.
For real.
And obviously, whenever they come up, the person that's being accused, rejects them. But um, if this 20 something women or even half of them or whatever is true, I feel like a 6 game suspension is like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's literally a slap on the wrist. But again, I don't know the details, but I don't think there's an actual sexual like assault in this situation. I guess it's just like he was being inappropriate while getting these
Yeah,
massages.
it's
So
sexual misconduct.
Right.
yeah, so sexual misconduct is
Right.
different than sexual assault. So I'm sure that played a big part in why the judge sentenced him that way. But yeah, so we'll keep up with it. Moving on. Next, let's talk about Kim K, Pete Davidson.
Kim K and Skeet.
Kim K and Skeet, man. So yeah, so it was reported, I think like 2-3 days ago, it must have been at this point, that the two of them have officially call it quits. They have split. So while this does not come as a surprise to me,
Yeah, the same.
what interests me about it is that like is more so the whole picture of it between like her and her sisters and her family and this whole thing like that. Because I'm not super into the conspiracies and people all the Illuminati, witchcraft, and all this shit that people might say, but I would say that I find it very interesting that there seems to be this package plan that comes with these people where like you date them or you're seen with them for a period of time and you're all up in the news because let's face it, in the past 6 to 8 months, 9 months, this is the most we've heard about Ski Davidson than we've ever heard. Like, you get what I'm saying? He's
For
popping the
sure.
movies, like so just to get y'all's opinion, like, do y'all think that there's any way possible there could be some kind of behind the scenes, like this is fake? Like, again, I'm not super into the whole witchcraft theory that some people feel like they trapped them and whatever, and they
Get out.
yeah, like some get out type shit. But I am kind of intrigued by the theory that maybe there is some payment plan or some kind of deal that they make with people, particularly in this situation, Pete Davidson with Kim, where he would be like, yo, I'm gonna be seen with you, we're gonna date and so for a certain amount of months. I'm just gonna boost my celebrity and my resume a little bit, and then we can call it quits whenever you're good, you know. So starting with Clay, what do you think? You think any of that's possible? Or you think this was just regular, like didn't work out?
I mean, it is possible, but at the same time, like, I don't know, because then it really makes me question everything. It's like, how do we know that her relationship with Kanye was real? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Maybe
would say
that.
there's at least, several children and a long thing to prove that. You know what I mean? But it still makes you think even with that, like, how sincere was she in that situation? You know what I mean? Like,
But still though, because and the reason why I even go that far with it, bro, is because like I look at how normal people move when it comes to being in relationships and dealing with people just based off of status or how much money they have. And sometimes they have kids and the kids come in like they just went and bought a new bag. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
the
like an
kids ain't,
accessory. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't put it past the fact that like maybe Kanye was like, taking care of her on some like, yeah, and then we're gonna do this, and she's just agreeing to it type shit until she couldn't agree no more. Who knows? I'm just chatting, but like it's a possibility just because of the fact that motherfuckers literally like will set up themselves to be in a relationship just for the publicity and then will break up. Because I've seen it happen my damn self without mentioning any names. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, facts. Like it's crazy. But and did you and so with that saying, you probably saw this coming. Like you saw that you assumed they were gonna break up at some point. Like,
Yeah, I kind of felt it. I mean, and if they ended up getting married, I would have been fucking surprised. But yeah, I
to
kind of
be
felt
honest, I didn't see marriage, but I kind
Yeah,
of
nah, I didn't see
since
no
he
marriage.
started talking about kids, I figured she might have let she was going. I thought she would let him have at least one kid. I thought she was gonna get one off of him. You know what
You
I'm
thought
saying?
she was gonna have a kid by him?
Yeah, I thought at least one because
Yeah, I
she
don't
always
know.
been even since before she left Kanye, she kept saying like, "Oh, I want more kids. I want more kids." Because Kanye was like saying he don't want no more, and she was saying like, "Oh, I want to have more kids." And Ski just in the past couple like weeks and stuff, in every interview he's been in, he keeps talking about how bad he wants to be a dad and he wants to have kids. It's just I was like, oh shit, they might, but I don't know.
I didn't see that, but I can see what you're saying when it comes to the like business relationships, and I feel like that does happen a lot. But in this situation, I don't see it as much because it's like I don't know how much money could Pete really pay her for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, it's not like she would need
She don't need the bread for
money,
that.
but it's like maybe I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I don't see it with Kim Kardashian.
Maybe it could be like a 360 deal where she'll tell niggas like, all right, I get you popular, but every fucking movie and shit you make for the rest of your life, I get 20%.
Niggas at a 360 deal. Okay.
Yeah, like she could be doing some shit like that.
With
like
the industry, man. With the industry, I wouldn't put it past it, bro.
Yeah, because then you just cutting in part of every nigga's business that you sleep with or do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah, man. To be honest, me, I didn't. Like I said, I saw them having. I knew it was gonna come to an end. I honestly didn't see it happening this soon. I thought they would at least ride it out for at least another year or so, maybe. Especially because it seemed like they were getting like super close. But again, all these things is what lead me to the belief that it's all an illusion and they're just like putting all this stuff up on Instagram and stuff just to like, make it seem like, okay, this is real. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, man. Because I mean, people obviously went straight to assuming her and Kanye would get back together, and I think they interviewed someone who's close to them who said while they're like cool and they're co-parenting, they're not talking about getting back together. So to me, it's like, how long until who's the next victim? You know what I mean? I mean, that sucks to say it that way, but like, who's the next person? And furthermore, let me ask y'all this, because this is another thing that I kind of was had a discussion about with other gentlemen recently. Like, especially now after the whole, and again, it's obviously not just Kanye. At this point, we know Kim's history involves Reggie Bush, involves what's his name, the basketball player.
She got a long list of history.
Chris, what's his name? I forget that one nigga.
Chris
the white dude
Humphries?
that she.
Chris Humphries.
Yeah, and
Bow Wow.
she has a long list. Probably not the longest in the game, but she's got a list. And now you could add obviously Kanye West and Pete Davidson. Would you, and not you now, as how you are today? Let's say you're an alternate version of yourself, where you're rich and you're famous, you're on the level with these guys, you're single, and you're doing. Would you see yourself after Pete Davidson Does Kim K's value go down after this? I guess is basically what I'm saying. Is she still?
I hate to say it, but yeah, her value does go down.
Yep, this is what everybody's saying.
Her value does go down.
Like
you went from being married to the first black he was the first black billionaire, right?
I don't know about first black billionaire, but a black billionaire.
Yeah,
but a black billionaire. Like, you went from being married to a black billionaire to dating a, at best, B plus
Good
actor.
comedian on a good night.
That's what I'm saying. Not even great. Good comedian.
Good comedian when he wants
You know
to
what
be.
I'm saying? I'm sure he's a great guy, but it's like,
Yeah,
come
that's what
on,
I'm
man.
saying. Like, you know, but it's like as far as status and career, it's just odd that you.
She definitely got demoted
Yeah.
for a fact.
Yeah. Well, you know, shout out to Kim K, shout out to Skeet. We'll definitely keep that posted on anything else, any updates with that. But yeah, we're gonna keep it moving. So next thing we're gonna talk about is this Beyonce album, man. I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen to this Renaissance.
I actually did it.
I listened to a few records.
I listened to a few of the records on there, and so I'll give out my opinion first now, and then we'll talk about the KELIS thing. So, from what I heard, again, I can't judge the whole album because I didn't listen to it like straight beginning to end, like through like that. But I skipped around a couple of tracks and like listened to them in full. It was good. It was good. Like it was funny because like a lot of people, obviously the Beehive and most people on social media are like going crazy saying like the album is great and all that. And but I'm also seeing a lot of people like Beyonce fans who are saying like, it's all right. I feel like I'm not a big enough Beyonce fan to even be able to judge it that way and say, you know, for Beyonce, this is whack or this is good. You know what I mean? But you know, she's a talent. She can obviously sing and perform, you know, very well. She's probably top 5 in the game as far as that. But what I would say is very interesting. Like I noticed, you know, just looking at her album credits, because I always look at people's album credits. Like, bro, there's this track on there. I think it's called Alien something. Mm-hmm. There are literally 24 people listed in the writing credit. 24. Sheesh. I kid you not. Like that is a literal number I counted up today. 24 people listed on one song's writing credit. Like that is almost insane. And like so, and another interesting thing about Beyonce and how they did this album is like, so one of the main people who's written on every writer's track and production track is The Dream and Tricky Stewart. Mm-hmm. Who, if you know the Tricky Stewart, he's like basically the Dream's basically like his right hand man as far as music. He's helped The Dream make every album he's made. So yeah, and the interesting thing here is that there's also Sid the Kid, who used to be part of the All the Future. She has a song on there, and I guess she just wrote because her and like one of the person is the writing credit, and so that's interesting. And what's also interesting is that like you'll go to these people, all the people that are kind of were part of this album, Mike Dean, like Pharrell, there's mad people that's part of this album, and you'll go to their Instagram, and it's clear that they're like they tell people like, okay, you cannot promote this in the way as if you had something to do with it, especially if they don't have vocals, right? Because even The Dream. You go to Dream's Instagram right now, and again, this is so much. He wrote and did this album so much, it's damn near you could say his album. Yeah. And you go to his Instagram, and there's no mention of this shit at all. But his Instagram photo is the picture of the album, which you know is him basically saying like, "This is my shit." Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But he hasn't promoted it, hasn't mentioned it at all. And when you go look at the writing credits for this album, everyone has writing credits. Except Beyonce, she's like the only person in the fuck on the.
She don't have writing credits at all, like on
barely any nigga. Barely? Like, wow. I don't think she even attempted. I think she's at the point where she's just like, look, y'all hand me a paper with some lyrics, I'll go and light that bitch up in the booth, and then we'll go home and we're all good. Like, there's no need for me to. If that's the case, that's cool. I get it. Beyonce's a triple OG in the game. She really don't got to do much.
That's crazy, though.
But my thing is like, it's just crazy because it's like, you know, as much as an OG that you is, you're one of those people who you drop off an album every like 5 to 6 years. Cause I think her last album was 6 years ago. Right. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, like in that 6 years, what do you do? Like, cause clearly you're not writing music, you know what I mean? Cause like you have an artist, like another artist. And again, this is normal in the R&B world. Like Frank Ocean, for example, who will go off and, you know, make, you know, you won't hear from him for 4, 5, 6 years. But in that time, he'll show you what he was doing. You know what I mean? Like he'll be the writer on his songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you're doing something. But it's just crazy that I'm looking at the Beyonce thing today, and it's like everyone is on there except her. That's wild. And yet her sitting on that horse on that cover of the, you know. And I think it's the music business is really interesting like that, particularly like Black business music, because in Black culture we have this whole thing where with our music, like it's like supposed to be on the hush hush when you don't make your own shit. Yeah. But legally, you can go read and see that you didn't make your own shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Because like I said, you could tell that they told everyone involved, like, look, don't do no like promotion like you did. You made this shit. You know what I mean?
You had a crazy part of it.
Yeah, because even Sid the Kid, I'm sure she was ecstatic to be a part of a Beyonce album and write a song Beyonce performed. I'm sure she would have went to Instagram or Twitter and said some shit and nothing, silence, like, so weird. But
maybe it's
so
like
what do y'all think?
Maybe it's an unwritten rule.
And that's I was talking to Casey about that earlier, and he was kind of saying that too, like the music business, particularly rap and like R&B or whatever, like hip hop, has a whole kind of a lot of unwritten rules and shit that you can't really speak on, but it's there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's weird. So, but like starting with Clay, what you think? So as far as like you said you didn't get to hear the album, but what do you think as far as like the writing thing, which is gonna lead me into the KELIS thing? But what do you think so far?
yeah. I mean, just like you said, I mean, it kind of, as big as she is, she can definitely do that. Where like if she really don't want to write, fuck it. But at the same time, it does kind of hurt to hear that, because it's like, do you love the music, or do you just love like performing and having the attention? Because
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as a musician, even if you have 20 motherfuckers on your writing credit that was helping you edit little bits and pieces of your lyrics, like your name should still be there as the template. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know, that shit does kind of, I don't know, just wouldn't be me.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And to go with that, before we ask Dom what he thinks, KELIS, so there's a song on there, I forget which title the song is, but Pharrell and Chad Hugo, who's obviously the Neptunes, they're credited on it as a writer and producer, right? And I'm pretty sure the song they sample is Milkshake, which obviously they were the original. They made the beat for that and helped KELIS write the song from what they think. KELIS apparently was not told any of this at all, or that from what she was saying, she was asked, but she did not say yes. Like she didn't give permission. And then she woke up Friday, like everybody else, and saw that her song was on Beyonce's album, or that a snippet of it was on the album, and she was not at all credited, but Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams are. So that whole thing with KELIS and them has been going on a while, because KELIS has long now been saying that the Neptunes and Chad Hugo and Star Trek stole her music, stole her sound. They don't pay her any money for all the work she did, blah, blah, blah. And Pharrell, obviously, in Chad Hugo's argument is like all this stuff was in contracts that she signed back at then, which I'm sure they're not lying, because she hasn't sued them. So obviously, there's no legal battle there. Yeah. So so obviously that goes into how she felt last Friday when she went on Instagram and made a big deal about it, because she was like, yo, like that's kind of messed up. Like, you guys are thieves. That's thievery. A lot of people, particularly the Beehive, was saying that KELIS should shut the hell up, and that she should be happy that Beyonce or anyone's even using her music, because today, obviously no one ain't checking for KELIS. She ain't exactly dropping songs, you know.
It's true.
So the niggas was saying like you should just shut up and be happy that you was even that niggas would even use your shit. But I do understand the wanting to be like, yo, it's my song. I'm the main vocals on it, the only vocals on it. I would like to, but obviously the way the music business and contracts work, just because you did the vocals don't exactly mean that you get the credit. You know what I mean? So, we all saw, or I guess some of us saw, that Drink Champs episode with Irv Gotti. In it, he mentions how after a sex session with Ashanti, he came up with the happy song. I
didn't see that part. I didn't watch the whole thing, but
I
just know Irv Gotti was bugging out in that interview.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it.
He got a little bit too throat.
But for the Beyonce thing, with the KELIS thing, I'm like, yeah, she signed her contracts, man. Like, it is what it is at that point. She can't really say that her stuff was stolen. Beyonce and her team got the right approvals. You know what I'm saying? Like,
from the people who own it.
From the people who own it.
They're
so
credited.
She really has no. I mean, if her and Beyonce was cool and stuff like that, and you know what? They had the courtesy to even ask her, even though she didn't answer or say no or say yes, or maybe she said no. They had the courtesy to like ask her. Like,
I thought that's what they did.
They probably tellingly asked her. It's like,
hey,
yeah,
like they're like, let's ask her, but I don't care what she said. Like,
it's like one of them things. Like, yeah, we're gonna use your song on Beyonce's album. That's straight, right? All right, cool.
Oh yeah, like cool, right? All right, well, later.
So, yeah, at least they had the courtesy to do that. But yeah, if she don't own it, then she don't own it. She can't really make a fuss about it. She could she could say, hey, Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I fuck with you heavy, man. Just give me some kind of credit. shout me out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
the
Put
way
me
she
down as a
coming at it,
feature.
yeah, the way she came at it is like she came at it kind of really, really, really salty. I could tell.
Yeah, she was even like fake throwing shots, talking about like how Beyonce, has done this before and how she does it all the time, how she's always
Yeah.
stealing. And Beyonce has come under fire a couple of times for stealing. But I think it's just to the point that Beyonce is one of those people who she just takes so much ideas and stuff from people that she don't know where the original is coming from. You know what I'm saying? But
That's true.
obviously with the milkshake situation, she knew that was KELIS's song.
Mhm.
But you never know. Maybe she thought, especially when she had the two niggas there that owned it, she probably thought, well, they must have reached out and done, and got whatever.
Yeah, they do diligence.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but as for Beyonce not writing a lot of them records,
yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she's at that point in her career where it's like you said, like she really don't have to. Like, yeah, just put them lyrics on the paper.
Yeah.
Let me go sing this and turn up for the crowd. This,
Word.
that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's an entertainer more
And
than
performer,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah, and performer.
And
right
not for
now.
nothing, like again,
vocalist.
even just her dance routines and her tours take so much time, effort, and practice and stuff. She probably don't even, you know what I mean? Like she just has so much to do. That's probably not if she can, And again, Beyonce is maybe one of the few artists in the game right now that can pay 25, 30 different people to help her make an album. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people cannot do that. She has names on those writers' credits that some labels do not have the money to just give you to make an album with all the niggas. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like so.
And listening to the songs I
On
did
top,
off
on top
that
of her
album,
being a mother.
yeah,
Yeah.
true. I listening to some of the songs in the album. It's like those aren't like I don't think that's Beyonce's speed when it comes to writing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, got you. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like there's some of them some hard tracks. Some of them some like
Yeah. And not to say she
tracks.
can't make hard tracks,
Yeah.
but from hearing them, I was like, you could tell she got like help with this. Like you could
yeah.
tell
Some wasn't
it
her
was-
speed.
yes.
It wasn't. Like,
Yeah.
So she got some people, and it's funny. Now that I think about it, she has a track where I listened to the clean version. Now I gotta listen to all clean versions, right? Because I got kids. So I listened to the clean version, and it's talking about rolling up and smoke, like you know what I'm saying, rolling up before the weekend or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Forgot which track. I think it's forgot.
Like, come on, that ain't you, Beyonce.
Yeah. I was telling Rachel, I was like, yeah, I don't know why she like singing about this stuff. I know she ain't rolling up at any time. Like, who knows? She may be, but like,
I mean, who knows? Yeah, I'm about to say
you
because
know,
after I seen Alicia Keys get high, I'm like, damn.
she would never.
But I could more
Recently,
so-
she wouldn't sing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And that's what I'm
Right.
saying, because Alicia Keys is that type. Like, I could more so, like, for example, with Beyonce, she could see like one of the people that would not really get high, but would make a song about getting high.
Mhm.
Alicia Keys is the type of person that would really get high, but not would make no song about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's
Because
true.
even 50 Cent admits, like, even back when he made the, I'm high all the time, he said he did not smoke weed. Like, he said, I just knew niggas, rappers love that shit. Niggas would be in the studio with it, so, and I sing it. He said, I hated weed. I didn't smoke it. You know what I'm saying? But when I was legit listening to that, I was like, oh, this nigga must be getting high. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
The song I'm
But
talking
you really
about
get
is Cuff It. I don't know if you heard Cuff It. It's Cuff It.
I was just
Clean
like, I wasn't
version
the
of Cuff
song, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, listen, I was like looking at the things, but yeah, but just from listening, like I could tell, I was like, yeah, this seemed like Beyonce, like the fuck, nah, like she definitely got inspiration from someone else or had someone else write it, but yeah, so that's what inspired me to go look at the track, the credits, and I was just blown away. I was like, yo, what? Like 24 people on one writer, like, wow, I don't know, but
That's great.
it's crazy. And the album has so much like samples and stuff. You got to credit all those because James Brown has a writer's credit on one of the songs.
She gotta
like,
get all them things cleared.
yeah, like you got to get all them shits cleared, bro. And that's money. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dumb, bro.
money. Yeah. But yeah, so definitely we're gonna keep up with anything else that happens with that Beyonce and KELIS situation. Next, we're gonna talk about one of my favorite things to talk about this episode, Will Smith. That's Will Smith. So obviously, I think it's been about 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 months since the slap
infamous
heard
slap.
around the world.
The slap
You know
right
what I'm
around the
saying?
world. The slap that went down in history books.
A history book slap, man. And so while both Will Smith and Chris Rock were not very vocal about it, I think Will Smith, he had his little apology that he did on Instagram after the speech that he did after when he won. But Chris Rock was kind of silent about it. But Chris Rock and Kevin Hart are right now on tour. and I think like Dave Chappelle pops up sometimes. Or, I don't know how it works, but so they've been on tour, and Chris Rock has kind of been more so, which I don't blame him, which I think we even spoke about on here, which is what he was going to do. He's going to wait till he went on the road and spoke about it then, and make some money off of it, which is what he's doing. And he's been saying a lot of things. So Will Smith recently made an apology, a whole apology video to the public. And his reason for making this apology video was, from what he said, he's been reaching out to Chris Rock and members of the Chris Rock's family, and he hasn't really been hearing anything back because they're obviously still very upset. And so he chose this outlet to make an apology. While the video obviously seems genuine and sincere and very heartfelt, we have to remember this man just won the Academy Award for Best Male Actor. So
that's what everybody be saying.
Let's keep that in our mind. You know what I mean?
Keep that in mind.
He is as of now the world champion actor until next year. So which is funny. So my question, I guess, to y'all would be, because Chris Rock, one of the things that he said recently, I think it was a radio station he was on, is that what upset him more about the slap than anything is that, like, and Will Smith admitted in the apology video as well, is that Chris Rock's brother, I think Tony Rock, if I'm not mistaken, is that one, and Will were more friends and closer than Chris and Will was. Yeah. And he was just saying like how it upset his mother and his brother so much, even more than it like upset him to see that happen. And even Will Smith said in the video, like, yeah, I'm disappointed because I lost my friendship with the Rock family and his brother. And so what do y'all think? Y'all think the family tripping? Starting with EJ, like, what y'all think? Y'all think they should at this point let bygones be bygones and him and Will should hash it out, or you think, come on, bro, it's too soon?
It's been a couple months. I mean, I feel like they should at least like listen to his apology in a way. You know what I'm saying? Give him a chance to at least, apologize. They don't got to be besties. They don't got to be friends after that. You know what I'm saying? Get a man, he, from what we see, like you said, he is a Academy Award winning actor.
He's a champ. So, he's the people's champ.
He's the people's champ at acting. He got the belt. But you know what I'm saying? If he coming at you, it seemed like he got a sincere apology. At least let him have it, and they don't have to say, okay, yeah, I completely forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Be man about it. Right. Like, look, this really ain't going. I'm not gonna forgive you fully for it. Ain't gonna slide, but I appreciate you actually, apologizing or reaching out. You know what I'm saying? If I was them, that's the way I would maneuver it.
Yeah. As Chris, I would think, because I was actually surprised when he made the video and he said that Chris hasn't even spoken to him privately yet. Yeah. Because I thought at least Chris Rock would have a private conversation with him.
Exactly.
Like, that was fucked up.
That threw me off too.
Yeah, that threw me off. But Clay, what do you think? So you think it's too soon, or you think that that by now they should get over it?
I mean, I don't want to say it's too soon, but at the same time, because of the height of the event of everything and all that, how big of a deal it is. I mean, it's no surprise that if they don't want to, if they're not in the mood to accept his apology yet, I can kind of understand it being like too soon for them. Right. But definitely, I hope that this is something that they're able to resolve before the new year. And I'm not just saying that in terms of like New Year's resolution and everything, but just because just in terms of timing, like, you know what I'm saying? It was a very like horrific thing in terms of just like Black people not looking good in that moment. You know what I mean? If you look at it in the grand scheme of things, so like, yeah, I really hope that they're able to squash it and figure it out, because that shit was bad, and it's still frowned upon, like as far as like the fact that he even did it. So
yeah, man, because I think Chris, like, while I feel like it would be good and it would be nice to see them come together and even make a video or something and say, look, we're cool, bygones, we done, I still feel like Chris has the right to carry this out as long as he wants to. You get what I'm saying? Like, if he himself don't want to fuck with him yet, or I feel like, I don't blame him, because nigga, like, he came up and slapped me in the face in the middle of me doing my job. I get it that I said something, and apparently from what Will's saying too, is like he wasn't really reacting to that, so I don't know what the thing was. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, dude, I was doing my job, and you walked up and you slapped me in the face, and you did that in front of millions of people watching at home and hundreds of our colleagues and friends. Like, goddamn, Martin Scorsese's like sitting right there, and then Brad Pitt. Like, you slap me in front of these people, like, as a black person, like, you know what we both had to do to even get here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, they wouldn't let either one of our black asses on this stage, and you gonna come up here and slap me? Like, I feel like that's the bigger picture that even Will himself ain't really like touching on, which is crazy. But yeah, bro, I just wanted to bring that up. I hope they do at some point though have a private conversation and figure it out, and that. But like I said, I don't blame Chris right now trying to exploit it and get money out of it.
He's gonna get his break for that.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Sure.
Moving on. What time? EJ, what critical time? What is it? Time is it?
11:58.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so let's talk about Lil Durk real quick. This one, I don't even think it's not really no real news. I just thought this was so freaking crazy when I saw the video and and what it resulted in. So Lil Durk was at Lollapalooza in Chicago, and I don't know what was going on with his pyrotechnician guy or whatever they had.
They said it was his op was operating the pyrotech.
I'm dead.
They were trying to get him like, I knew he was gonna say something like that. But yeah, like, I don't know. He was at Lollapalooza in Chicago, and I don't know what was going on with his pyrotechnics, but he walked out and closer to the edge of the stage when one went right off, and it looks like that shit went right in his face. I think he finished the performance, but later on had to go to the hospital and get his eye all patched up and everything. And him and his team did not discuss the extent of his injuries or like how long it would take for him to recover. But he did say that he's taking a break from rap for a while. Like, he's going to take a break from like performing and dropping shit for a while so that he could focus on his health. That was his words. And from that picture, it definitely looked like his eye was completely wrapped up in like shit. So,
bro, ain't missing an eye.
Yeah, man, it's definitely not something that we see often, especially with rappers. Like, they don't usually get injured from their shows and shit like that.
Pyrotechnic. That's crazy. I mean, apparently, I don't know because I ain't never got on stage at like a Rolling Loud or a Lollapalooza. I don't know how to pronounce it, but one of them.
Right.
But they said that there is signs by the pyrotechnics that you're not supposed to walk into. You know what I'm saying?
I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah, on the floor. So they have like
he probably wasn't paying
X's or what? Yeah, he probably wasn't paying attention. Because people were like, "Oh, that's a lawsuit." But if they have those signs,
nigga, who the fuck would they sue? People be dumb as hell. Who would be sued? Yeah. Clearly, you think a festival as big as Rolling Loud or whatever wouldn't have some type of insurance policy or something set up? Right. I'm pretty sure they have that shit. Where like, nigga, you get injured, especially by your own pyrotechnics. Like, what the fuck? Like nigga, we tell you to have that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so.
He took a picture with his eye all patched up. Looked like he missing an eye.
Yeah, but I felt like that's what I was thinking at first. Like, maybe this shit like blew his eye away, or he's gonna have a fucked up eye for life. But I feel like if it was that deep, he would be more.
Yeah, I wouldn't take a picture and put it on Instagram if I lost an eye.
Yeah, I feel like he would. Yeah, something they would have announced more seriously, or would have been more like in depth about it. But so hopefully, maybe it's just some shit where his eye needs to just clear up for the next couple of days or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did say he taking a break. But that shit looked like it went right in his face, like OD, and he was like even like shit, like it was OD. Yeah, so we definitely gonna keep up with that. We gonna keep y'all posted with what happens with Lil Durk. So, but definitely wishing him a speedy recovery though, because that looked like a painful situation. Moving on, we're gonna talk about Mase and Favio. So it's another situation. I didn't dwell too much into the exact details, but I know for sure there was an interview where Favio Foreign, who is very predominant, probably the most popular New York City rapper right now. He had an interview with Gilly the Kid, I think it was. I always forget what Gilly's podcast is.
$1 million worth of game?
Yeah, that's okay. He was on $1 million worth of game, and he was basically explaining how his real start in the game was someone who was a mutual between him and Mase, took him to Mase, and Mase was feeling, obviously his music or whatever, and Mase signed him for $5,000. And so now, while I saw bits and pieces of the interview, and I would say that Favi wasn't trying to push this as like, oh, this was a bad thing. He was even kind of saying like, yo, at the time, 5,000 to me was a good amount of money. Like, I thought that was substantial. You know what I mean? But Gilly the Kid and his cousin or brother, whoever the other nigga is, was really making Wallow his brother, right?
Yeah,
or
cousin.
All right.
I think they're just cousins or homies, something like that.
They're cousins.
Yeah. Cousins. So Wallow and Gilly the Kid was just like 5,000. And again, this is something that we're going to talk about later because I plan to have like an episode where we get other podcasters on and we talk about podcasts. But I think as far as Nori, and this started with Vlad, but I think now with Nori and Gilly the Kid in particular, podcasters like them are doing this thing, the ones that can interview these big rappers. They're doing this thing where they like get one person on and get them to talk and say something about either their boss or somebody else they was affiliated with.
And they get them on.
And then they're like, what? And then obviously that's going to get the boss person to react and be like, And then they get that person to come on the show. You see what I'm saying? It comes like, I think it's like a slick.
And that's exactly what they did. They got Mase on. Ah, damn. You cut out. Your voice cut out. You may have to drop out and drop back in. Would you stop the call? Yeah, jump out and jump back in if you can.
Sheesh. Yeah, you kind of have to,
Yeah, you got to come back, yeah. But yeah, so with that.
Yeah, don't y'all see us doing a show? Why y'all calling this nigga? I'm playing.
Nah, but I watched a little bit of the 504 one, and I watched a little bit of Mase one. And them boys, Wallow and Gilly the Kid, they definitely be amping up. Anytime them boys say something about like anything, they be like, what? And they just be digging into it. So
yeah, they be trying. And then even with Drink Champs, although Nori, like, you can tell, like, his questions are a little bit more premeditated for the most part, but he do be having moments where, like, he think niggas is gonna say some crazy shit, or like he'll just say some random shit just to see if they'll say some crazy shit, like, and it's like, bro, you could tell them niggas like live for what they do for real, which is cool, but it's like you're moving like fucking ops, like, nigga, why you want when you snitch on myself, like
they be letting them dudes do heavy snitching. Drink Champs more. Wallow and Gilly, they just really like dig into like what them boys be saying, like, cause like Jay was saying, 504, he was like, let me get Jay back in here, cause let me know if you can hear him, cause I can't hear him on.
I can hear him.
All right, good. That means he's good. Let me just get him in the feed real quick. Hold on 1 second.
You can't hear us?
He said he can't hear us?
That's what he was saying. I hear him perfectly fine though.
Let me see if I can hear him. Hold on 1 second.
Yo, you hear us?
You can hear y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you perfectly fine.
Yeah, I can hear y'all now.
All right, bet.
Yeah, cool.
Still on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. So
we was just chopping it up a little bit about it, but go ahead. What you was gonna say before you dropped out?
Yeah, no, like I was saying, like, I think they like it's kind of like a thing now that they do just to get the other person to come on, like, because when as soon as he mentioned like, okay, it was 5,000, they reacted like this was offered to Favio foreign of today, like you know what I'm saying? And it's like clearly at the time he was starting out and Mase saw something and Mase was just trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, get him.
But Mase came on and he kind of
that's what I'm about to say. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That Mase, that's what happened next. Then Mase came on. And then go ahead. What was Mase saying?
Mase was saying something how the deal was actually like 750,000.
Right.
No. It was 75 or 80, something like that. Wow. I seen that interview.
I think it was 750. I got to double check. I think it was like some numbers. But
I'm pretty sure it was 75, and then he said that he owed.
Maybe I was tripping.
And then he said that because of the first sign with the 5 racks ended up being 80. That Favio had to pay back or some shit like that.
I don't know what it was, but something he said that he had to lock Favio in because he didn't want Favio to go into bigger labels and kind of like drop him out the deal or something crazy like that.
Word. Or I think you might be right. It might have been more than that, but yeah, it was some crazy number, and then he had to he did it to basically help that nigga Favio with his situation, which was surprising because I honestly would have never thought that like an OG like Mase would have invested into, like, you know, somebody who makes like drill music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was refreshing to see though. You know what I'm saying? That he is at least like trying to push that nigga in the right direction. What happened with this nigga though? He wasn't hearing us again?
I don't know. He looked like he just dropped out. But he should be coming back in soon. But yeah, so yeah, that's from what I've seen, it was something like that where he had to lock 50 in because he didn't want 50 just running off with his investment in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so like the 5,000, it probably is legit. Like he probably legit did that. 1 second, Jay. I'm getting you in the feed right now because I can't hear you if you coming in. Let me make sure.
Mhm.
I couldn't hear Clay. Clay, you hear me?
You can hear him now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I don't know. I'm not hearing Clay.
You
And
not
that's why I
hearing
had to get out. No,
What the hell?
Oh, damn.
like I'm not hearing him at all, bro.
Clay, jump out and jump back in if you can.
I don't think it's him though, because it got to be me.
Well, let's see, because you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if when he jumps back in, if you can hear him. But yeah, so what I was saying is, with the 5,000, I feel like there's some truth to it, but the way that they like wording it,
From what it seemed like Mase was trying to say was like the 5,000 was like pocket money, like that's just so that you good, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of the money went into everything else around him, like recording and you know what I'm saying, like other basically label shit. You know what I mean? Which if that's the case, I can completely understand that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
he obviously wasn't popular at the time. You know what I mean? Like obviously he's not gonna you know.
You can hear him now?
I don't know. Clay. Say something? Nah, bro. I'm still not hearing this nigga, man. This shit be blowing my. Hold on.
Say something, Clay. No, he's not saying nothing. Yo.
Yeah, he's saying something. You not hearing him now either?
Nah, this shit frozen to me.
And you see, once we went to.
Yo, fuck this video. Shit blowing nigga shit.
I hear you now though. Hold on. Let me get you in the thing.
Shit.
Let me hear if I can hear. I can definitely hear you now. Let's see if when Jay gets in, if he can hear you. Apologies for the technical difficulties. All right, talk to Jay real quick. See if he can hear you. Let me know.
Yo, you can hear me, dogs? Damn, can't hear none of us. Yo,
Yo. He don't hear none of us. It was going good until you touched it. Somebody I think somebody called you when you touched your phone. Hold on 1 second. You hear him?
yo. Oh,
Yo.
damn. This nigga dipped out.
Yeah, we might as well just get this fixed first before we continue. He may have to reset his phone because it seemed like somebody called him in the middle of the thing, and as soon as they called him,
Yo. Oh my god. Still can't hear us. This shit is mad annoying. No, I ain't gonna cap.
I told him try resetting his phone if anything, real quick.
Yeah.
Once again, our apologies to those in the chat.
Shit crazy.
Technical difficulties. It happens. And this let's see if you can hear us. Yo. You hear me? You hear me?
Yo.
You hear me?
Yo, dogs.
Check. Check.
Yo.
Check.
Oh
Damn.
my god. Damn, man. This is crazy.
I don't know what happened there.
I gotta be up early too, nigga.
You gotta wake up early?
Yeah, nigga, at 5.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, nigga.
Let's see if he get on. Let me just stop it and then go. Yo.
Yo,
Oh, I hear Clay.
You don't hear me now?
Nah, I don't hear EJ.
What the
what
heck?
the fuck, bro?
Oh, we gotta start using a different program for this shit, bro. This shit dumb. Like, there's no way.
This shit
That's crazy.
blowing nigga shit, bro.
All it takes is one thing to get turned, and then all of this. Like, why can I hear EJ?
Check. You don't hear me, and Clay, you hear me,
Now I
right?
hear you, Clay.
Yo.
Okay, now I hear both of you.
Oh my god, thank God.
I don't know what's up with this thing. Let me get you in here. Hold on. One second. All right, we're back. You hear us now? You hear us both now? Good? You hear me?
You're
Yeah. All right.
All right, man.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. But yeah, I don't know. Did y'all finish up the Favio thing or?
Nah,
y'all
not
still
really.
Yeah,
We
we
was
pretty
kind of at a pause, but I guess.
Okay, no problem. So like basically like what we were saying is that like I was saying, it seems to me like Favio was more so trying to say that they were trying to help him, and like Mase was saying that the 5,000 was more of like kind of a cash just to help you out, make sure you could eat and get by day to day for now.
Yeah.
While the rest of it was what was actually spent on his music career wise, which I don't know. He obviously in the original interview, Favi didn't mention all that.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Again, I just feel like this seems to be becoming a trend of thing. Look at people that everyone that keeps like like the Kanye Kid Cudi thing, Kodak, Jack Boy, the game,
like a trend.
shit. Yeah, it's becoming a trend where it seems like particularly podcasters are getting a kick out of having rappers come on and like disrespect people that put them on, even if it's like they didn't mean to disrespect them like that. And then them niggas coming back and being like, just trying to get y'all's opinion on that. Did y'all see either of the interviews? EJ, you said you saw both of them.
I didn't see the whole thing. Usually I be watching them, but I didn't watch these.
Yeah, like clips.
I watched a little bit of clips of Favio. I watched a little bit of clips with Mase.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised to hear Mase get brought up in these things. I thought he was just like long gone,
and it goes to show you there's a lot of niggas who be doing their thing behind the scenes and stuff like that, but you just not hearing it because obviously Mase is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would have never known. And
you would have never known.
That's actually pretty dope that he got a part of that.
Yeah. And it's not like he obviously doesn't go around like bragging about it.
Yeah.
Like you said, most of us wouldn't have even known if Favi didn't bring it up in that interview. Right. So, definitely crazy. But what do y'all think? Because like I said, another thing that seems to be a trend is like people, get into these contracts or whatever, and then obviously how things turn out. You know what I mean? Like, so do y'all think that, or better question, like, would y'all have taken that Favi deal? Like, if y'all was 5,000 and then
I mean, because I feel like Mase, he from what he said he did, it was like what he did was good. It was a good deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he did it so that Favio wouldn't get ripped off by bigger labels in a way. You know what I'm saying? And Mase could make his money. So somebody like Mase who just came off that whole situation with P. Diddy, I feel like I would trust him. You know what I'm saying? and it obviously it worked out for Favio Foreign. You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing
Right.
good, so I'd probably take a deal like that. I'd rather take a
Yeah,
deal like that than a deal with like getting screwed by a major label.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, with a nigga like Mase in the Favio situation, I'm sure Mase was never more than like a phone call or two away. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably able to pull up on him in Harlem or whatever he was at.
Right.
Whereas with like some major label, you probably got to call this nigga to talk to this nigga, and they got to get back to you. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So Clay, what you think? Would you think you would have went for that deal? Or you think Favio at the time should have settled for more?
I don't think it's important to settle for more. I think, you know, even that decent amount of bread is something that like any artist could use as an investment to push themselves in the right direction, even if it's for one single.
Right.
So I think it definitely was a good opportunity to take advantage of. And while at the same time kind of gain that respect and recognition from an OG who's also investing in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely, I think that's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, that was basically it. I just wanted to bring that up and talk about that as far as the contracts and the whole Mase situation and the podcasters. But so we're gonna keep it moving. We got just two more subjects. The last one we're gonna talk about for a little longer, I'd assume. So I'm gonna just gonna be quick with this mystical thing. Because again, this is another one that I didn't really even care to look too much into. I just thought it was kind of funny. But Mystical right now is he's been charged with rape, straight up rape, full blown, 100% rape. And I don't know what to say about that because I don't know much about Mystical anymore. I know that he had those songs back in the day, but he's clearly someone who's still a person of interest, I suppose. I didn't get any details on exactly who he did rape or who he's being accused of raping. But I do think that's terrible. It's obviously very bad. Bad. Rape is bad.
Apparently his lawyer saying his lawyer is confident he'll be cleared on the rape charges.
That's usually what lawyers say.
Yeah, right. Giving him hope. But I'm trying to see, like, as a result, he punched and choked and pulled out a woman's hair.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sheesh.
That's a little bit more than rape.
A victim that was in a long-term relationship with him. Oh, so it's like probably one of them. Who's in a relationship with a girl and probably.
Oh shit! You can't say rape. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, well,
that
shit that sells.
yeah. That shit's over with. Banned for life.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mystical. But anyway, so Mystical's out there raping people, and it's not good. Hopefully Mystical puts an end to that.
Oh, wow. After he beat the girl up or whatever, or maybe RAP'd her or whatever you call it.
However you're supposed to say it.
Yeah, however you're supposed to say it. Mystical alternated from being angry to remorseful for his actions against her. He prayed with her and splashed her with rubbing alcohol to cleanse her bad spirits before forcing her into her bed and RAPing her.
What type of fuckery is that?
Yo, my man's on one, boy.
Yeah, I don't think Mystical was very sober that night.
He's not getting cleared for nothing. His lawyer tripping.
Yeah, if any of that,
any liquor that is true, it's over with.
Yeah, I don't know what his lawyer's talking about, but yeah, we're definitely gonna keep up with that. Moving on to the next topic, last topic before we get out of here because it's late. We're gonna talk about Brittany Griner again. This is something that we usually talk about every episode as of recently, but there's been a significant update. So Brittany Griner has officially been sentenced in Russian prison, in Russia, obviously, to 9 years for being caught with a vape pen coming through airport security in Russia, obviously. This is obviously quite extreme, but we have to keep in mind here that this is a very politically hot time, political situation. Russia and America are obviously never on good terms, but they're particularly not on very good terms right now. Wow. And so I think Brittany Griner is kind of just caught in the hellfire of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in between that. But along with her getting 9 years, we already know America, before they even sentenced her, said that they would be willing to trade 2 very prominent Russian arms dealers that they have, that they're locked away for her. So after the sentencing, Russia hit him with a counter trade. You know, this trading block is getting fucking crazy. So Russia hit him with a counter trade, and is saying now, not only for Brittany Griner do they want those two Russian criminals, but they want a Russian mass murderer dude who's responsible for how much murders, who right now is not even in custody in America. He's in custody in Germany. And so now Russia's saying that for them to even consider giving up Brittany Griner, they want them two niggas, plus they got to go to Germany and get homeboy in Germany, and then they can talk. This is all the control, because America's like, how are we going to get a nigga out of Germany that's not, we didn't put him there. You know what I mean? And right. Germany and America are friends, so there obviously will be some sort of open dialogue there where they come to, I just hope, come to some kind of deal. But needless to say, it seems like Russia's just being, you know, unreasonable.
Being dickheads, yeah.
It seems like, yeah, it seems like they realize right now they have something that America wants, and it's been a very long time since Russia has had something that America wants badly, and there seems like they're just trying to play with that. Me personally, I feel like no matter what America says that they'll do, Russia's gonna find something else to add, because right now they're like, how badly do they want this girl? You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, how much? And you gotta think about it. If this all even does go well, and we give Russia however much dues they want for Brittany Griner, we are trading several prominent Russian arms dealer and murderers. Like, Russia's apparently trying to build back the Russian Avengers or some shit like that. And we're about to give them the Russian Avengers.
Russian Avengers.
For a very good WNBA player. You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
As sorry as I am for Brittany Griner, and I'm honestly, really, because anyone that would be in this situation, I can only imagine what it would be like, right? And she seems to be holding up, from what we've seen in the media, I feel like she's holding up very strong. Because I would have been going nuts.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
what I mean? Like,
I would have been trying to take somebody's gun. Like,
bro, like something would have to have popped off once they said that 9-year situation.
I think somebody told her to be strong and not to show them tears or show them.
Yeah,
fear.
obviously they had to. They had to told her that, and which obviously is smart advice, because that's Russian people. They would have not have reacted to her. Anything she had done, they would have reacted bad. But as sorry as I feel for her, I just feel like it would be a harsh mistake to go along with whatever Russia says and give them back these people for Brittany Griner. And that sounds harsh to say and terrible, but it's like, you know, they're asking for hitters. They're asking for real shooters. Like, they want
real Russian Avengers, boy.
Bro, like, that's what they're trying to build back. Like, well, and because make it very clear, when Russia gets these guys back, it's not just going to be a shake in the hand and send them back to their home. It's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to business. Like, what can we do? You know? And so, yeah, that's just my opinion. I just don't think that trade is worth it. That trade would not.
They would have to throw in some. I think there's a whole more. I think it's not just Brittany Griner. I think it's
it's one other dude. One American.
Maybe they can add on. Maybe they can add on more Americans. You know what? Give us all the Americans in Russian prison. Y'all gotta. That's crazy.
And here's what this is another, and that's another thing that people are getting so scared of, because if it comes to even that, right, of America and Russia constantly going back, okay, you give me this, you give me that. This does not help Brittany Griner. In no way does it help her, because she will continue to be in that Russian prison. Or, well, from what they're saying now, not only is it a prison, but she's going to what they call a I forgot what was the specific term they used for it, but if anyone ever seen the Allen Iverson documentary, when he got in trouble and they turned him into a slave and they sent him to that slave plantation,
I remember.
It's kind of something like that, where she's
work camp or something like that.
Yes, it's like some type of, but Russia have a specific name for it, where she's basically gonna be doing like work, like she's gonna be either, you know, doing real heavy work or doing light work. It could be just making uniforms, or she could be helping build roads. You know what I'm saying? Which is obviously not easy. So even that, like, she's clearly not going to be able to serve her time just sitting there chilling, reading books. Like, they're going to put her to work. You know what I mean? And the more this goes back and forth for them trying to figure this out, and the more the media makes a big thing out of it and attracts attention to it, I think Russia sees, like, oh, we have a very important thing here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're not going to let that go. And I don't think Russia's... and they're not looking at Britney as a human being right now, man. She's collateral. You know what I mean? She's
That's a fact.
And so Clay, what you think, man? Like, you think that it, like, as far as the future of this thing going, what do you think, or what do you see happening?
Honestly, I don't know what to expect at this point. I honestly feel like it can go two ways. Either some type of miracle happens and we're able to get Brittany Griner without releasing these, Russian murderers and arms dealers, or it's looking like this trade will go through and we're just gonna have to wait and see what the fuck happens afterwards.
What happens with the Russian Avengers?
Yeah, we'll deal with
What's
the
up
Russian
with
Avengers,
Russia, man? Russia's on some crazy shit. Like
Crazy
Putin
shit,
has
bro.
got to be like the devil. Like that man is
bro, that's
probably
a
literally
real-
the devil. Because
real spiteful dude, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
I even was reading, like I heard like he had direct connect, like he spoke directly to the judge before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the judge probably was like, "Damn, we got to do it like it's this much." Putin's like, "Give it a 9 years, man."
Give it a 9, buddy.
What
Give
did I
it a
say?
9.
Do you want to die today?
9 it is.
That's
Straight up.
crazy, bro. Yo, and that's one country I would never ever step foot on. Russia. So I don't understand how people
I
do
don't
it.
get why people go there.
I don't
Especially if you're in particular, you're not. We're talking about a 7-foot-something gay black woman, black American woman.
I know she was trying to make her bread.
The worst. And I get that. And I get that money. And that's what's so jarring about this, because it's like you clearly knew the situation where you was going. I'm sure other basketball players that play for the team and stuff and been to Russia told you, like, yo, be on point. You know what I'm saying? And she clearly was not on point, landed in this situation. But it's unfortunate, man. And I think, in my opinion, the best thing that could happen to Brittany Griner is us all just shutting up about this.
Yeah.
And America acting like they don't care no more. And then she ends up maybe doing 4 or 5 years. And maybe they release her just because they realize they don't have a hot commodity no more. But as long as this goes on like this, they gonna keep her. That's how I see that going.
Damn,
yeah,
man. That's crazy.
It's looking like it.
Looking like it, man. So, but Don, you got anything you want to add?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I know we was running overtime today.
Yeah, man. I don't know, is everybody in the chat or
we had a few chats. We had a few chats because it was on Instagram today and YouTube.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So if the Instagram thing went through, I hope it did. I'm happy that it did. Anybody that was with us, that was rocking with us, thank you. We appreciate it. We're gonna try to keep them coming twice a week now.
Facts.
Sure.
But yeah, man. Like I said, I don't got nothing else. If the boys got anything else, we'll say that. Other than that, next episode should be next week. And thank you.
Facts. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, for sure.